I've been waiting to talk to you all day. Waiting to get on here. But we got a good one for you guys today. Hey, first things first. All the subscribers and the new subscribers, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I thank you for tuning in. That really helps the algorithm. It really helps me want to get on here and talk, quite frankly. And it really shows that we are coming together. If you are a first-time viewer or a new subscriber, they call me Big Onk. You know the channel all up in you. I do 10 Toes Tuesdays. I do some gun reviews. I referee a couple sports, soccer, lacrosse, field hockey. I think I said old head rants, and we just have fun. It's a variety of things that just talks about me and my life and what's going on day to day. If this is something you like, go ahead and hit that like button for me, up or down. It doesn't matter to me, either one. And if this isn't for you, go ahead and log off. No hard feelings. On Tuesday, we talked about my cousin stealing clothes, and I figure it would be nice to tell you guys what ended up happening to him, and we'll get into that. But first, there's been some comments, and they've been construed pretty good, constructed, I should say, pretty good, to where they were like little small underhand jabs. Some talk about my speech. Basically, they're saying that I use English properly and I articulate myself in a way that's not black. And that's kind of offensive, especially since you don't know me. Some people have said, you know, you look like you don't live in a black neighborhood, and that's by choice. That's correct. I do not. And I worked hard to get into the neighborhood that I'm in. Some people are offended that I will not just go with the flow of, I just won't do it. Sometimes, if we're going to change, not as black, white, green, purple, we're going to have to make some hard choices for ourselves and change. And it starts with us, and then we can change the outside. But I can't be a referee being ignorant. I can't be an engineer and be ignorant. I could not have joined the fraternities and done the things that I wanted to with being ignorant. But I had to make a choice because I told you guys, half of my family is incarcerated, half of them are doctors and lawyers. I came to a point where I had to choose. And I chose that I wanted to keep out of prison. There's so many prison channels out here with good prison stories, good messages telling you not to get incarcerated. I don't want to do that. I just want to tell you about my life. So let's get into it. This is in Alabama, of course. Huntsville, Alabama. Me and my cousins, we grew up together. A couple acres of land apart from each other. We would have fun. We would fight. We would just have a good time. But I told you about my cousin stealing my clothes. Well, after that, we kind of talked and we kind of didn't. But I talked to my younger cousin. And we went around and would have fun. And me, him, my brother, there was a couple other cousins. We were always together. But I grew up, turned about 15, 16. You know, you get little girlfriend crushes. Well, I lived in the country. We all lived in the country, as you know. But we would talk to girls in the city. By this time, I'm 16. My cousin is out of prison. And he went in for a year. He got out. He said that he had met this girl. The girl's name was Peaches. He really liked her. What happened is he'd call, and at that time you had rotary type phone, and they call from prison, and we'd do a 3-way call for a few minutes. Because he had got out, but he went back in. And this has been the story of his life. He had choices that he made. So he's back in, and this prison is called Limestone Correctional. And it was probably 5 miles from my house. We would get on and talk 3-way. And she was dating him. She liked the prisoner and things. But then when he would hang up, she'd talk to me. I was about the same age because I think she was a year older than me, and he was 3 years older than us. What we ended up doing was we got on, and like teenagers do, I'm a horny teen, we would talk. And she said, well, he's not getting out. Would you like to basically like date? Let's meet. All right. So told my cousin. He said, hey, no problem. Hey, I'm in here. You do you. We'll see what happens when I get out. I'm not pressed about it. I'm in here for a while. So I went and met her. We dated for 3 or 4 months, and her brother was this big old blood. And if you remember from some of the videos in Huntsville at that time, there was GDs, Bloods, Crips. I don't think there was any Lords then, but it was GDs, Bloods, Crips. Those are the ones that I remember. And then it was some other gangs. And what ended up happening was the gangs from Chicago and Los Angeles started to move down south and form these sets in order to start funneling the drugs down. And we're not going to go into any more of that, but they had banned hats, they had banned some things, but that's what this guy was. He was a blood. Me and Peaches are dating, everything's going okay. My cousin gets out. Day of reckoning, my cousin gets out. He's like, all right, hey, cuz, you had your fun while I was in there, and me and her are dating now. And so she broke up with me. I'm all heartbroken and stuff. Oh, she broke up with me for my cousin. Quickly got over that. Found a couple other girls that were my age, because I would have to travel to see her, and I didn't have a car. So I'd have to get dropped off. And I was going to a technical school then for welding, and it was right by her house. Once that stopped, I just went to school, studied, came home. My parents, a couple months later, were in the process of graduating college. My dad was in school to be a teacher, and my mom was getting, I think it was a bachelor's in business. She had her nursing degree, but she was getting some kind of business degree or something. We continued with life. But what they were doing was they were looking to move up here to Columbus. My dad had started getting offers to be a school teacher. My uncles were up here in Columbus, so they came up here to move. They left me alone at the house. Continued on, had a blast. Went up to see my uncle. We drank a little bit. My cousin was there. Now my uncle, he liked younger women, so some of these women were like 20 and he's like 40 something. You know how it goes. So they're close to me in age. It was just fun. We started to leave. I left with my cousin, Peaches, and we're walking home. Now it's dark on this road, and turns out he didn't like that I was dating her. So he lumped me up pretty good. He put them hands on me. He put them dogs on me. Back then, we called it shooting the cags. And you grab somebody by the shirt, and you take whatever your lead foot is, and you pick up on them, and you get that, if you can get it just right, you take their legs out from under them, and you slam them to the ground, and then you can, get up, stomp, you can lay down, punch, whatever. You get the picture. So yeah, I got mollywopped. He sucker punched me, shot the cags up under me, and proceeded to beat on me. Get up, run back to my uncle's house, tell him what's happening, and it's man time. He's like, hey, this is between you guys. I just don't want, no weapons or anything, but I'll see that it's a fair fight, that he doesn't sucker punch. We called him back up there. We got together,
currently light traffic on your route,
and we fought again, and I got mollywopped again. Yeah, I was just his punching bag that day. Fast forward, we moved to Columbus. I lose touch with them, and I don't talk to them for, must have been 10 years. And when I did when I did get a hold of him, I found out that one of my cousins had died. And then my little cousin, who I was telling you guys about, he called me from prison just this past year. And they were in and out. Now they were GDs, and it's still a bunch of them down there. That these are like 30, 40-year-old men. It is what it is. That was the culture. And if I had stayed in Alabama, that probably would have been my life. So I'm glad that I was able to get out. But I digress. When we got this reunion going on the phone, I'm asking what's going on. Come to find out, the cousin that got mollywopped from, of course, he's been in and out of prison, but he's in a nursing home now. He got, for some reason, this Negro was on this road.
Be in the left lane.
I believe it was Old Railroad Bed Road and our Wall Triana. It was one of them. And it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. He's on a bicycle in the country, and he got hit by a car, and they had to amputate both of his legs. He had been in and out since we were little. My other cousin, the one that called me, my younger cousin, he still has 5 years left on his bid. We didn't talk about what his charges were, but it's just crazy how people would think that they really know you and talk about how you talk. And y'all don't. I'm proud of myself. I've brought myself a long way. And I'm not disappointed in my cousins. I'm sad that they're incarcerated. But, what can I do? And then I have a few cousins that I still talk to that keep me on point between Ohio and Alabama. But you can see there was a reason why I needed to change my life. And there's always a message to these stories. You've got to interpret what that message is to you. I can't do that for you. You got to determine what you want out of life. And hopefully you're young enough to make a change if you want to make a change. And if you're older, I say it's still not too late to make a change. But again, that's on you. Enough about that. But that's what happened to him. One, most of the people that I talk to are in prison, or they're doing some kind of hustle, and they seriously bang. You think country boys don't bang? Country boys bang. Be careful out here. Be careful out here. From the country to the city, you gotta mind your P's and Q's. And with that, until next time, and there will be a next time, I'm out.